A very good morning to you all. I hope you all are doing well. In today's class, we are going to begin a new chapter in grammar. Well, before beginning, I would like you all to get ready with your pencil and notebook so that you can jot down all the important points during the discussion. Well, before going deeper into the chapter, I would like to ask a question to you all. What do you mean by noun? Well, this is the question that we have already learned when we were learning chapter 5 in grammar. So those who have remembered, very good. And in case those who have forgotten, let's have a quick recap what we have learned in our previous class, that is in chapter 5 about noun. So noun is a naming word, or we can say that noun is a word used as the name of a person, place, thing or animal. For example, person like Akbar, place like Patna, thing like table, and animal like elephant. We have also learned the different kinds of nouns as proper noun, common noun, collective noun, and abstract noun. So I hope now you have remembered what do we mean by noun and the different kinds of it that we have already learned. Here is Susan. Since morning she is trying to write a summary of the story Robin Hood and his merry men. Well, each time she writes she finds it's very difficult to read or not very interesting from reader's point of view. So whenever she is writing, she is not happy with that. So let's see what actually she has written and how can we help her to make her the summary very interesting. So she has started. Robin Hood was a clever man. Robin Hood used to rob the rich and help the poor. Robin Hood was sharper than the king's men. Robin Hood was a skilled warrior. No one could shoot better than Robin Hood. So did you notice something? Well, here Robin Hood is a name which is a noun. So in the beginning when she had started, it's obvious to write the name of that person or whatever we are writing, we have to describe or write the name of. So she has written, as she is writing about Robin Hood, so she has written Robin Hood was a clever man. But now when we read furthermore what we found, we have found that she has repeated this noun Robin Hood here again and again, means at least 4 times she has repeated this noun Robin Hood. So how can we help her to make her summary very interesting? Let's see. So instead of repeating this noun again and again, we can write in other word as well. Let's see how. Robin Hood was a clever man. Instead of writing Robin Hood, we can write he used to rob the rich and help the poor. Again, instead of repeating that noun, we can write he was sharper than the king's men. He was a skilled warrior. No one could shoot better than. Instead of writing Robin Hood, we can write him. So the word he, him are the words which are used in place of a noun. So they are called pronoun. So today we are going to learn chapter 7, that is pronouns. So let's begin. Pronoun. In the word pronoun, we can see a prefix is used which is pro. So the meaning of the word pro is for. F O R. So now what do we mean by this? Pronoun means the word which is used for noun is called a pronoun. In other words, we can also say the word which is used in place of a noun is called a pronoun. In some other word, we can also say the word which is used instead of a noun is called a pronoun. So, a pronoun means the word which we are using in place of a noun or instead or for noun is called to be a pronoun. For example, I, we, he, she, it, they, me, you, him, her, them, yours, mine. There are different kinds of pronouns. There are 7 in numbers. Number 1, personal pronoun. Number 2, possessive pronoun. Number 3, demonstrative pronoun. Number 4, emphatic pronoun. Number 5, relative pronoun. Number 6, reflexive pronoun. And number 7, interrogative pronouns. But in class 4, we have to read about personal pronoun, possessive pronoun, and demonstrative pronoun. So let's begin one by one. Let's talk about number 1, personal pronoun. Personal pronoun means it stands for person or thing. The word I, we, he, she, it, they, and you are personal pronoun. There are 3 kinds of personal pronouns. They are number 1, first person. Now, the first person means the person who is speaking. For example, I. Number 2, second person. Second person means the person spoken to. For example, you. And the third person means the person spoken of. Example, he, she, or it. Now, let's see the table. How personal pronouns change according to person, gender, and number, and even their position in a sentence. So to understand this, we will have this table. So let's try to understand. We have number. As we have already studied, number are of 2, that is singular number and plural number. So, and person, as we have just discussed, there are 3 kinds of personal pronouns. They are first person, second person, third person. Now, how these person work as a subject and as an object? Let's to have a look. In a singular number, first person, second person, third person. We have the first person as a subject, I, and the object of I is me. For example, I have bought a pen. So here, I is working as a subject. If I would say, my mother has given me a gift. So here, me is working as an object. Now, number 2, second person. Second person in a subject we use I, you, and in the object as well we use you. So in the second person, the subject and object both would be similar. Now the third person. Third person, we have he, she, and it. Now the thing that we need to remember is when we are using he, it means we are representing the masculine gender. For example, we have seen Robin Hood. So Robin Hood represent the masculine gender, so we have used there he. When we are using she, it means it represents the feminine gender. Like for example, if in place of Robin Hood, it would have Cinderella, then we would not have used he. In place of that, we would have used she. And it. Now, it is generally used for things or small animals. Now let's see the object of them. The object of he is him, the object of she is her, and the object of it would remain same, that is it. Now let's see plural. In the plural number, the same as we have 3 kinds of persons. So it is first person, second person, third person. Now in first person, in plural number, we have as a subject we, and the object of that would be us. Second person, we have you. Now you must have noticed in singular number and plural number both we have you as the subject as well as the object. Now third person. In the third person we have they as the subject and them as the object. Now the thing that we need to remember is that they is used for male, female as well as thing. All these 3 we use, means for the masculine, for the feminine, and for the neuter, that is thing, we can use they. and the object we can use them. For example, they are welcomed. So here, they are welcomed. They is used as a subject. Please welcome them. So here, them as an object. So I hope this point is very well clear to you all. It's time to check your understanding. For that, get ready with your notebook and pencil so that you can read the question carefully and then do the answer. So here's the question. Identify the personal pronouns in these sentences. Now, let me tell you that these questions are from your grammar book only. When you will open that chapter, you will get these questions there in the grammar book. So in case in any way if you are not getting it, then you will take the help of your book. And here the time 10 seconds that you will be provided to do this answer. I hope you are ready. Your time is. Well, I hope many of you have done it correctly. Let's see. A. She is going to the fair. So here, she is the pronoun and it is the third person singular number and female. Number B, we. We is the first person plural number. Number C, they, which is third person plural number. And D is also third person but singular number. So I hope you all have, almost everybody has done it correctly. So very good. Practice makes a man perfect. I'm sure that you all have heard it many times. Well, this is what you have to do. When you are learning grammar, make sure that you are practicing it a lot. Whatever you have learned today, just open the chapter and do the exercises so that with the practice you will get a clear understanding, a clear concept of the chapter. So, thank you so much all of you.